confidence intervals when we want to compare two means. In this situation, my formula would be x1 bar minus x2 bar minus t star times square root of s1 squared over n1 plus s2 squared over n2 is less than mu1 is less than minus mu2. And then that'll be less than the exact same thing except for a plus t star times the square root. For this one, this t star times this square root of s1 squared over n1 plus s2 squared over n2, this is my margin of error. And for this one, we will once again go back to the t distribution. Let's suppose we want to look at, do children get more sleep than adults? We have data collected from both children and adults that's given in this table, and we want to find a 95% confidence interval for the true difference. In this case, we looked at 15 children. Their mean was 8.7 and their standard deviation was 0.6. We looked at 20 adults who had a mean of 7.3 and a standard deviation of 0.9. The first thing we need to do is find our value for t star. In this case, since we're doing a 95% confidence interval, alpha would be 5%. So we have QT of 1 minus 0.05 over 2. And then we want to use the smaller of our two sample sizes. So 15 is the smaller of the two. So 15 minus 1. Typing this into R then gives us the value of 2.14. Next, let's look at our margin of error. Our margin of error was given by t star times square root of s1 squared over n1 plus s2 squared over n2. And plugging in our values for t star and then our values for s and n given in our table, we'll let the children be first and the adults be second, since the children come first in the table and the adults come second. We get a value of 0.54. Our final step would then be to both add and subtract this from the difference in the mean. So x1 bar minus x2 bar plus or minus my 0.54 value. Once I plug in my values of 8.7 for x1 bar and 7.3 for x2 bar and work this out, I get 0.86 is less than mu1 minus mu2, which is less than 1.94. Since both of these are positive, that tells me the first group is going to be bigger, so children are getting more sleep. And we're 95% confident that they are getting between 0.86 and 1.94 hours of sleep more than adults.